Doc, I never told you this. I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
Before I found out who you were, I didn't know who you were. Let me explain. You know I'm a football guy, right? So before you became my guy, Ed Too Tall Jones was my guy.
Okay.
So then I watched this movie.
Yeah.
And you know the movie, right?
Fish.
The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. And then you became my guy. Always
that wasn't artificial. That was real acting.
It was?
Yeah. I was being me.
Like, cause like, have you ever seen that movie, Fish That Saved Pittsburgh? Yeah, you need to check it out. So it's a basketball movie. It's classic. So when I saw that, and you know what he was doing, I became a fan. And then my father took me to the garden to watch him play, and I was like, "That's real." Yeah. Like he went baseline, and when he dunked it, and the crowd stood up, because I was a high-level juvenile delinquent. I was always getting in trouble. So I seen him go baseline, throw it down. The crowd went crazy. It's like when the crowd stood up, like the basketball guys just entered me. Because I always had to address my father as sir, because he was like, you know, don't talk to me until you get your life together. So I was like, sir, I finally figured out what I want to do in my life. And he was like, what? He was like, I want to be like this man here. He was like, you want to be like the Dr. J? And my father said this to me. He said, I'll make you the best big man ever. And then he started throwing names I never heard of. He said, I'm going to make you like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm going to make you like Wilt Chamberlain. I'm going to make you like Bill Russell. But I wasn't even worried about those names. I was worried about this name right here. So, Doc, I always wanted to ask you this question.
Yeah.
You know, this era we live in, they talk about the GOATs. Yeah. They talk about Michael, LeBron, they talk about Kobe. Do you get upset that your name is not mentioned? Because for all the people that's watching, you invented all this. You see this big house? That's you. You see all these goddamn cars I'm driving? That's you. You see all the fancy suits I'm wearing? That's because of you. So I get upset when they don't mention your name. Do you get upset when people don't even say your name, this younger generation?
Well, what happens is my nephew, who you know, Barry, he sometimes give me a call and he said, they did it again. Did what? They left you out. And I'm just like, get used to it. You know, we just happened we preceded the era in basketball of the really, really big money, really, really big hype, the things associated with the international game. And I was like one of the first to go over to China, go over to England. And
you were the first.
Go over there and play. And everywhere I went, they said, the Globetrotters were here, can you spin the finger on your ball? Can you spin the ball on your finger? And I'm like, no, I ain't too good at that, but I could do this. Right, and then I showed them, you know, the stuff that I could do. So I think that in time, you know, justice will be done, but I can't lose no sleep over something that I didn't have or that I don't have. You know, I've been blessed in so many ways. You know, my family, my friends, my associates, the opportunities that I have. I've been blessed in so many ways, man. I ain't got that time for no nonsense.
Yeah, but that upsets me because you paved the way. Right. So like Charles Barkley always called me Petty White. They talking about all these big men. I have to let people know, no, I was the first big to bring that up coast to coast with style. Like I wasn't the first big seven driller. I was the first big dude with style because of him and Magic to bring it up. So I'm gonna just let you know I'm always keep your name alive because if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have been no Magic. If it wasn't for you and Magic, it wouldn't have been no Mike. If it wasn't for you, Magic, and Mike, it wouldn't have been no me, no Kobe, no Brown. So I just want to let you know. Ever since you signed this ball for me, you remember that day?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
remember that day?
Everything about us.
Yeah.
You know.
So I just
see each
want
other every day, but when we do, I mean, it's an occasion. It's it's a special time because of the things that you do and you say, and the way you help to keep my name alive and whatever. And I try to reciprocate. I talk about the Big Diesel.
So that was the first time I saw him play. Mm-hmm. Second time I met him, I thought I was dead.
Oh.
Would you like to hear the story?
Yes.
No, for real. I thought I was dead. So this was in LSU, my junior year. I know I'm going pro. I know I'm going pro. So Coach Brown had this thing, if you miss class, you're going to have to run.
Right.
So I had the triple OG lock on my door. So I'm in school one day. I had an 8 o'clock class. I was like, I only got 2 months. I'm not going. Bro, I was sleeping. And Dr. J was in my room when he put his hand on my chest. And he woke me up. That was my first time physically meeting him. He was in my room, and he said, hey, man, Coach Brown said meet him at the track.
Ooh.
And I was like this. I was like, what? And when I looked up, I thought I was dead, bro. I looked up, and I was like, Cause you know,
real
he got them big hands.
Right, so
He
it's
put
on
his hand on my
both
chest. I was like, in my mind, I was like, I don't died. I'm dead here. That like shit. Because night before I don't drink, but I had a few.
I had a little something.
Yeah. So he said, "Hey man, Coach Brown said meet him at the check." So that was the first time I met Dr. J.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That was awesome.
I was trying to recruit him for Converse, and they sit me down, set it up. Coach Brown, gave me access to the room. He said, "Go in there. He probably just resting, but tell him he's gonna have to run, because he knows the rules here." So I went there to talk to him about Converse,
Right.
and that little incident happened. It seems like it sticks with him all these years.
You Dr. J, man.
Is it true Charles Barkley told you? Charles is a big fibber. He told us that he told you when he got there. He said, "I went up to Dr. J and said, this is my team." Is that true or not?
Hey, I never said that.
Oh, okay,
Why would he
good.
be lying?
Yeah,
He
Charles,
called me
you
Mr.
lying
Irving.
mother.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, see? Okay, see?
He called me.
Dr.
He
J,
called me
and I
Mr.
told him.
He called me Mr. Irving. And
And I
plus,
seen Dr. J and I told him,
I mean,
I want to be just like him. Word for word.
no, I always welcome rookies in with open arms, want to, feel comfortable and whatever. But Charles didn't come in a takeover mode because Moses was there, I was there, Bobby Jones was there, Maurice Cheeks, Andrew Toney, and we got guys who are Hall of Famers just like him, who were there before him, or whatever. So I think it took him a minute, in his first 3 years before they sent him to Phoenix. That third year is when he arrived as Sir Charles.
So I said on the podcast last week that I hazed Kobe one time and like the FBI came down. Did you haze Barkley?
Did I haze him?
Yeah, did you haze him?
Or
As a rookie.
on camera or hazing like
No,
hazing?
no, not tase. Haze, like
Go get the
water and donuts and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think we were a little beyond that. Him and Frankie Edwards came in together.
Okay.
So they were the two rookies, and we didn't give them too hard a time because we were really a veteran team, whatever. We didn't even know Charles was going to be a starter because he had Mark Iavaroni playing ahead of him, and then he showed his stuff in practice. Because I saw him one time, he had this thing where he would get on the baseline, and then he would just start backing up, and he was weighing about 280. Or whatever, he started backing up. So whoever was behind him was getting pushed all the way to the foul line.
Right.
And that's how he got a lot of rebounds. And, we noticed and said, hey, man, it's effective. And actually, Paul Silas used to do the same thing. So I don't know whether he got it from Paul Silas or he invented it himself, but it worked.